Hi, this is Michael Trefel and Beck
Hello.
of the Trefel Group, and today we just want to bring you a market update and see where we are. It's August 2nd, beginning of the second half of the year. It's the last month of the summer. People are starting to think about schools and the fall real estate market. So we figured we'll look at statistics and see where we are, and also bring you a word from the street of what we're feeling day to day when we're dealing with sellers and buyers, right? The biggest one that we see a lot in right now is the luxury market. That has slowed down just a tad. You know, the active inventory in the million plus market is actually rising, right? And the sales, the closed units year over year, where we are today versus where we were last year, is declining. What that does is it starts to change the market from a heavy seller market that we've been seeing across the board to a more balanced market on its way to a buyer's market, which is a 6 months point, right? If you have 6 months worth of inventory, that's right around the cusp, and then over that is buyer's market, below that is a seller's market. And in the luxury market, in the million plus market, we're seeing days on market start to stretch.
Sitting on the streets longer,
Yeah.
right? They're not selling as fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Where this becomes very important is if you are thinking about selling in the luxury market, pricing becomes more and more important an issue. And on top of that, you really need to market the home correctly, expose it to the maximum numbers of potential buyers, and be creative with where those buyers are coming from. A lot of the listings that we handle, I mean, we expose it internationally. Some countries it's harder to buy in the U.S. now from, so the money is not coming in as much. There's definitely a decline in foreign investments, but we're still seeing it. And there's a lot of local money that's looking to invest into the high-end homes, but that has slowed down, and we're seeing that. Where I think the concern is for the seller's market overall is that while we're still seeing some multiple bids in the mid-grade, right around 500, 600 in some areas, that hasn't been as affected yet. It may be. That's the one that we need to watch going forward into the fall, and to see if that days on market starts to stretch, right? And in a lot of the markets that we are in, Fair Loan, for example, that we've had a lot of buyers in, we're looking at multiple bids. However,
if it's priced well.
If it's priced well and marketed well. However, there's still some cracks that we're seeing and noticing on the street, where I think buyers are choosier. I mean, you deal with buyers
They're getting
a lot.
pickier and pickier. They really want to find the ideal home, or maybe they should just find the 8 out of 10 home.
Yeah.
Pricing is a big part of it, and if do they really have to have the in-ground pool or whatever they're looking for? That's the must-haves that they have to decide.
Yeah, and that goes back to the initial interview, right? Then when you're sitting down with your buyer and you're sitting down with us and talking about your wants, your dreams, your needs, there's a difference between a wish list and a must-have list.
Must-haves and what-have, yes.
And what we've been noticing from both the sell side and the buy side is that from the buyers, they're starting to get choosier again. Even though it's clearly a seller's market, buyers are coming in and say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, I really need this and this and this and this. And all of a sudden, if that's going to affect days in the market on average, that is going to have a shift in the marketplace. Rates are still steady. They're historically low.
Right? They're great.
And you and I were talking about it this morning.
Still way under 6.
So, in theory, we're healthy and everything is fine and the market is healthy. But the fact that the luxury end of the market is slowing down, and also the lower end of the market, the sub 250 market, that has slowed down a lot as well. It's just a concern. It's nothing to panic about, absolutely, but it's something to watch. And I advise everyone, if you were thinking about selling a home, this is more important than ever. Talk to the good agent. Get the marketing plan in order. Get the creativity in there as well. Think outside the box. It's not, I'm still surprised how many people just put on the market, put on the MLS, and pray that it's going to sell. This doesn't work, not in seller's market, not in buyer's market, and not in the market that we have right now, where so much of it is coming digital. right? And
We're doing all the Facebook advertising and the rocket boosting, and it goes on and on.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be creative. How do we, in the tightening market, how do you find the right buyer for your seller? I mean, we're playing matchmaker all the time.
Right.
And it's this creativity that you need, any agent will need, is getting the right buyer attracted to the right home, matching it together. That's pure magic. When you're thinking about selling a home, make sure that your agent understands that. Make sure that the pricing is done right. Because we're seeing multiple bid situation right now, and the homes that are priced $10,000, $15,000 more are sitting because they're just not in the category that attract the most amount of buyers. They're not positioned correctly, and they're sitting. You know, we're seeing it in, you know, in the 4 to 500, things fly off the shelf. You can put a house at $499 sometimes, and it flies off over $5. But if you start in the mid $5s or low $5s, no takers. So that's a concern. That's something to watch for, and definitely have a conversation with your agent. We're still working on buyers. Right. Agents. You know, our team will get the job done for you, whichever the marketplace, whether you're a luxury market or the middle of the market, we'll get the job done. My advice is just when you're talking to people, when you're thinking about, first of all, obviously talk to us. But if you're interviewing multiple people, make sure that you're asking the right questions. Make sure your agents understand what's going on and have a team behind them, which is what we have built, where there's multiple support. You know, it takes a lot of factors to sell a home correctly. And when you do it on the team level, every little item, every little detail is done, supported, and backed in a proper way to get results. That's why we see results when people are going and using the Trefel group to get their houses sold. I guess with that, that's a good market update for you. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about selling or buying, reach out to the Trefel group, talk to us, and let us show you what we can do for you. Until next time.
See ya.
If you like what you heard, here's what I want you to do next. Reach out to the Trefel Group at trefelgroup.com or on Facebook, and we'll be happy to help with all your real estate needs. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or even working in real estate, reach out to us and we'll have a conversation and get you on the way to success.